Well, it breaks my heart. We're living in lie, and you know, sweetheart, we're living in lie.
Well, I know we've been living in sin.
Yes, I know we've been living in sin.
I tell you, love, we're living in lie, but I can't get enough.
We're living in lie, and you know we've been living in sin.
Yes, I know we've been living in sin.
Oh, I wanna be your family, so tell me, dear, will you marry me? Alright. I gotta get a ring, but I don't got the money tonight.
Well, it makes me cry. We're living in lie. Does it make you cry? We're living in lie.
We just can't win, living in sin.
No, we just can't win, living in sin.
I don't want you, love, living as a wife. Yes, I want you, love, living as a wife.
I love you, boy. We gotta get it right.
I love you, girl. We gotta get it right. I wanna be your family, so tell me, dear, will you marry me? Alright. I gotta get a ring, but I don't got the money tonight. Get wild, Michael. So tell me, dear, will you marry me? Alright. I gotta get a ring, but I don't got the money tonight. Oh no, I don't.
The morning air as Jack and I repaired to our bedroom. I closed the door and Jack bled upon the floor. A thick dark blood came oozing from his wound. He coughed in pain and then he turned to smile at me. The bright red blood flashed crimson on his teeth. He said, my love, I've done it now. I love you, sugar, but you've gotta flee.
Nanny Bell, she only frowned. She took my hand and kissed me on the lips. I kissed her hard, but when I looked upon her face, my blood had left an imprint of our kiss. She said, my love, you know that I will never go. I'm with you and you alone, darling. There must be a doctor near, so let me find and bring him here too, sweet. Bang, bang went the gun that shot the lawman dead. He was gone before he hit the floor, but not before he fired a shot that ricocheted away. The bullet danced around the room till Pleasant Jack, he cried out in dismay. That's where the story ends, at least for you and me, my stalwart friends.
This ballad of Pleasant Jack and Nanny Bell, two lovers caught twixt firmament and hell.
Two outlaws in the eyes of some, but others see two people who were truly living free.
And it's not for us, my friends, to say who was right and who was gone astray.
Bang, bang went the gun that shot the lawman dead. He was gone before he hit the floor, but not before he fired a shot that ricocheted away. The bullet danced around the room till Pleasant Jack, he cried out in dismay.
Oh, Pleasant Jack.
Oh, Nanny Bell.
Oh, Pleasant Jack.
Oh, Nanny Bell. Bang, bang went the gun that shot the lawman dead. He was gone before he hit the floor. Bang, bang went the gun that shot the lawman dead. He was gone before he hit the floor. Bang, bang went the gun that shot the lawman dead. He was gone before he hit the floor. But not before he fired a shot that ricocheted away. The bullet danced around the room till Pleasant Jack, he cried out in dismay.
Walking by me, keep on walking. I don't need your stupid lies like I did before. If I don't see you on the run, I'm gonna grab my daddy's gun, and I won't be seeing you anymore. You made a fool of me for the last time. You brought that woman round, I nearly lost my head. You're not half as dead as you're gonna be if I see you coming round ever again. All those nights when you didn't come back home, and you left me there drinking till the break of dawn. Well, it's a funny thing, looking back, those were the greatest nights that we ever had, and I'm playing on a hell of a lot more now that you're gone. I took you back far too many times, when you would feed me one of your silly lines. You say, I'm sorry, dear, well, I'm sorry too, that I wasted so much time on you. I've got a lot better use of my time now that we're through.
Hey everybody, good to see you. Wait, hold on. Wait, no, that was not a magical professional fade out right there. All right, awesome. So yeah, sorry, yeah. Hey buddy, hey Sue, good boy puppy. Yeah, right on. Good to see you. Hey, thanks for everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. So I've been tinkering with because I've been recording all day today. I actually have some new mixes to play for you guys. Yeah. So the storm hasn't hit yet. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna give this one caveat. This show might go down because I might lose power. I'm right in in the area. I'm not right in the path, but I'm very much like near where the Hurricane Harvey is going to be showing up. So it's a what do you call it? It's a magnitude 3 storm rolling in. So, yeah. So the thing is like, so this show might go down at some point. And then I don't know, so I just warning you guys. Austin has a tendency to flood. And when it does flood, it doesn't normally flood in my area, but sometimes the flooding does shut down power for, in blocks. So, it's like the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, whom I'm not a big fan of, but anyway, the governor of Texas, he was like, this is going to be a major disaster. So, yeah. So like they're expecting on the coast. They're expecting. Yeah, that's exactly right, Thurkal. They're expecting 2 to 3 feet worth of water being dumped. We already had one. We already got hit with some water. It was like drop. It was literally for like 5-6 minutes. It was just sheets of water. Like it was ridiculous. And so, yeah. And so whatever. That's what we got, and that's what's coming up. So I'm gonna play some songs. I'm just gonna do some random stuff just to kind of get my voice warmed up. I've been playing all day today, and then what we do on Fridays. So this is the new storyteller thing. So what we're gonna do on, me too, Lenina. Thank you. Yeah, I'm certain. I don't think any of us live in areas that get really hit hard with like. I know Schwood is on a hill. I believe it's a little bit of an incline. I used to live on an incline, which was awesome. I mean, at the bottom of the hill, it was like destroyed, but like we just went around it. And I don't know about Trey's neighborhood, but yeah. Anyway, so all right. So here, let's just get up and running because I'm afraid that I'm not gonna. And hey, good to see you, Mary. Good to see you, Thurkal and Narini and Lenina and everybody. Yeah, Becca. Yeah, Becca Navarrete. Awesome. It's great to see. Anyway, so wow, Stumble On. I haven't played this one in a while. Okay, so I'm just gonna get. And then I have some new. If you guys want to hear them, I have some new mixes to play for you of the new record. I think they turned out pretty cool. Hey, Fitz. Hey, good to see you, amigo. So this one goes, mistakes were made, I know that for a certainty. We were never meant to walk alone. But every heart is hardened by hard circumstance. Everyone's got wounds now turned to stone. And we've been casting shadows as we walk towards the light. Hand in hand we stumble through it all. I'm so very happy that it's your hand in mine to lift me up as we stumble on. And so we fall in love. Though trouble surrounds us, yes, trouble enough. Though the storms they may rage, they can't wash us away. The fire inside us burns on. Honesty's a policy, but who can say that it's better than the lies we're taught to tell? There's a place reserved for each and every one of us. It's just getting there that ends up being hell. And we've been breaking bottles against the walls of Jericho. We've been singing songs all along. And I'm so very happy that it's your voice I know will lift me up as we stumble on. And so we fall in love. Though trouble surrounds us, yes, trouble enough. Though the storms they may rage, they can't wash us away. The fire inside us burns on. And so we fall in love. The trouble surrounds us, yes, trouble enough. Though the storms they may rage, they can't wash us away. The fire inside us burns on. Yeah, so that's off of my album True Crime Television, and oh really? Okay, all right. So, dig you, huh, Lenina? We're gonna go straight. Well, actually, I might be able to play this one without it being in serious pain, just because it's early in the show. This song has a lot of like. You'll notice it's lots of hey, Katie Sprinkles, good to see you, awesome. Hey, Thanos, good to see you, man. So this one has a lot of. And I don't know if you're noticing, but what I'm doing is each time I'm hitting them, I'm clamping, and after like 3.5 minutes of just clamping nonstop, like this part of my hand is just on fire. I used to play a lot of songs like that. I used to do lots and lots of bar chording, and it was a lot easier. But I don't do that as much anymore. So here we go. Bum 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 ba da 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 bum 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 ba dum ba dum bum
I love the way you style your lips. I love the way you wear your nose. So pull off those pantyhose, can't you see the effect you're having on me? All I know, hey sugar honey, you look so sexy when you're wearing nothing. I love the shape of your breasts, they're lovely, I do a test. I love your little pinky toes, and the way your smile glows, can't you see the effect you're having on me? All I know, hey sugar honey, you look so sexy when you're wearing nothing. Oh, I'm in love, and if only for tonight, I will love you all my life. Oh, I'm in love, and if only for right now, I will never let you down. Oh, lum bum 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 ba dum ba dum ba dum bum 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 ba da dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba la la da li li do 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 li 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 do 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 do. I love the smell of your sex. It's heaven, I do a test. I love your little body hairs. I love my duty clear, can't you see the effect you're having on me? All I know, hey sugar honey, you look so sexy when you're wearing nothing. Oh, I'm in love, and if only for tonight, I will love you all my life. Oh, I'm in love, and if only for right now, I will never let you down. Oh, hey there, good looking. What you gonna do? Are you gonna stay? Are you going my way? Hey there, good looking. What you gonna do? Are you gonna stay? Are you going my way? I love the little sounds you make. I love it when they escape. I love the shape of your ear. So come park it over here, can't you see the effect you're having on me? All I know, hey sugar honey, you look so sexy when you're wearing nothing.
That's awesome, Becca. That's awesome. Hey, Miss Turtles, thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you're digging the show. So this next song is one that hey, right on, Lanita. Hey, good to see you, Bobcat. How you doing, Amigo? This is a Luna Raft TV. Thank you. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad that the two of you are new. Like, welcome to this little group of merry mischief makers. And I'm glad you're digging the show. So this song is called FML, which it is. So this one definitely uses the King's English. I have a lot. I write the way I speak, and I speak like a sailor. So like I speak like a sailor that was raised with no was raised by wolves in a brothel, a wolf brothel. So this, but I think this is a great song. This is a brand new one. And it goes, hey, oh, wow, hey, look, everybody, the VIP stream watchers here. Hell yeah, woo. Here we go. Hey, Narini, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That's awesome. That's super kind of you. I really appreciate it. So let me see. It's been pretty brutal all day today, Katie Sprinkles. Ismond 1994. Hey, thank you so much, amigo. Seriously, or amiga. Ismond. I guess it sounds like a guy's name. I'm assuming, but maybe not. So if you want to clarify, let me know. But thank you. And so this is one of the newest songs I've written. It's called FML. It's going to be on my new album, which is not going to come out for a while because I've got 2 or 3 other projects in front of it. But this will be the new album of completely brand new stuff. So it's gonna be months before it comes out anyway. But goes like this.
I know that you're gonna be the girl that ruins my life, but frankly I don't give a damn. So come on, ruin fuck me up, oh, I just don't care. You can fuck me over, oh, I ain't that scared. You can fuck me up, I'm happy to share. I just want you. I just want you. I know that you're gonna be the girl that destroys my heart. But lover, I don't really care. You can tear me apart. You can fuck my life, I don't give a damn. You can fuck it all up, yes you certainly can. You can fuck up my life, I'm telling you, man. I just want you. I just want you. Lover, let me tell you, there's never gonna be another pair in the universe as fucked up and as perfect and as passionate and as crazy in love as you and me. I know that you're gonna be the girl that brings me down. But sweetheart, I don't give a shit, I just want you around. You can fuck me up, I've been fucked up before. You can fuck me up, I ain't keeping score. You can fuck me up, I only want more. I just want you. I just want you. Lover, let me tell you, there's never gonna be another pair in the universe as fucked up, whoops, and as perfect, and as passionate, and as crazy in love as you and me. I know that you're gonna be the girl that ruins my life. But frankly, I don't give a damn, so come on, ruin my life. Hey, human being, good to see you, man.
Fuck you!
Yeah, so that's I'm really digging that song. I've decided that whenever I put out a new record, I'm gonna also support that record with an acoustic album of just me and acoustic guitar with maybe a little bit of filigree, maybe some leads or some piano, but so I'll have a full-blown studio production version that will be the album release version, and then I'm also gonna do an accompanying record that will be just me and an acoustic guitar. So that way you kind of get multiple, you get multiple takes on the same, because my songs do change in tenor depending on how big or how small they are, So, and this is one that this next one is called "Let's Make Thunder." And this is going to be on the newest. So I've got an album that's going to be coming out next month, and it's a collection of just outtakes. So it's songs that didn't make it on the past couple records that I've released, and so it's songs I've written over the past couple years, 2015 and 2016, that just didn't make it on any record. There's 45 songs on this record. It's going to be ridiculous, but I'm really, really digging it. I have to say, for me, I can't tell if there are any hits on it, but I think every song is strong. Out of all the relationships you've had, which one was the most emotionally devastating to you? That's really tough to kind of qualify. Let me talk about it after the song. We'll hey, good to see you, Kroos. Right on, man. Good to see you again. How you doing? I think we're gonna have to turn you into regular today. Here, let me go. So. Oh, my lover, let's make thunder. Let us shake the firmament. Let us steal away, and then in every way, let us move the earth until we both are spent. Let's discover new and never
untraveled lands. Let us hide away and let us never say what we've done and where we both have been. Oh, you are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are so beautiful to me. You're beautiful, my darling. Oh, my sweetness, let's get undressed. Let us use our hands and mouths. Oh, come on, my love, the stars that shine above, and the song I sing, I'm singing for you now. Oh, my heart is full to bursting, thirsting for your sweetest kiss. And if I don't see some sort of sweet relief, my body's gonna claim your perfect lips. You are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are so beautiful to me. You're beautiful, my darling. Oh, let's make love now. Let's go all night. Oh, let's make love now. Let's go all night, all night. Oh, my lover, let's make thunder. Let us shake the firmament. Let us steal away and let us never sing what we've done and where we both have been. Oh, my lover, let's make thunder. Let us shake the firmament. Let us steal away and then in every way let us move the earth until we both are spent. Oh, you are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are so beautiful to me. You're beautiful, my darling. Yeah, right on. Yeah, actually that one on the album version, I kept it real stripped down. So I kept it really, really stripped down. All I did is I added a little guitar lead and a little piano part that leads into the bridge. And hey, thank you, Z-Talk. Thank you, Lenina. What do you mean? All right, so what do you mean when I said we'd have to turn you regular? Well, here, hold on. So here, let me do this. Krios. All right, so now type in meow, type in exclamation point meow.
Meow.
So when this is done,
Meow.
try that, and it should work
Meow.
for you. It should work for you. And so anybody else that's part of the show,
Meow.
there you go, right on.
Meow.
So let me certainly Becca should do one. So yeah, so if you know, like the thing is, I know most everybody in this room right now. So if you don't have the capacity to use the soundboard, let me know. And you should be Aaron. You should be. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, you're already regular. So there you go. So the thing is like, so because I've got 250 sounds that you can sort of use to contribute to the show. You know, so there you go.
Meow.
So yeah, so there's all sorts of crazy
Meow.
quotes and sound effects and all that stuff. So yeah, that's I guess really truthfully all that's like sort of like subscriber stuff and Twitch Prime stuff and all those kind of things. Yeah, Thanos. Yeah, and there's like it's crazy how many awesome little like things we've got. I've clipped a bunch of them, but a bunch of people have also sent some in. So yeah, there's and then a bunch of the regulars actually have their own greetings. So like Lanina and Bobcat doesn't have one yet. That's crazy. But like Bluefront and Elix Perth and Dawsony and like like a bunch of them. Anton all have their own. Hey, good to see Normalian 81. So let's see. So this is a song called Love Poem. I'm
I'm gonna pull the lyrics just to be safe. Hey, Sto, good to see you, man. How you doing, amigo? I think that. All right, well, here we go. So this is one that I don't do that often. I used to have a really good acoustic rendition of it years ago, and then I stopped playing it, and I kind of forgot how I did the cool acoustic rendition. So I've been playing it with a little bit more frequency, and hopefully I'll get back to it. But if this is a little bit rough, I apologize. But it's just I haven't played it in a while. So it goes Dead men speak through living men's lips, but all they tell are lies. But the truth is found quite easily, cause the truth it never hides. And all the soldiers everywhere are silently screaming, ah, 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 ah. Kings and queens and presidents and our Savior Jesus Christ have not strength to save us all, and so we all must die. And all the children everywhere are silently screaming, ah, 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 ah. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Ah, 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 ah. Love it comes and love it goes, but I love you all the same. And even though this place is nuts, you surely keep me sane. And so I sit in silence as everyone's screaming, ah, 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 ah. Wait. There you go. Yeah, so, and if you want to submit, if you're a regular and you want to submit your own sound sample to act as your personal greeting, you don't have to even send me the sample if you don't want to. If you can just find it on YouTube, you can just send me the link you can send me the link to the sound clip. Let me know what part of the sound clip you want me to capture, and I'll capture it and I'll integrate it into the whole thing. So, hey, thank you guys. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna do this last song, and then why don't we get the show, the main show up and running, and why don't we start doing the storyteller thing? So the way the storyteller thing works. So for tonight on Friday nights, what I'm doing is everybody rolls a die. So you type in !roll. And give me 1 second. I just got 2 calls from Los Angeles back to back. Both they said left messages, and I'm like, that's people that are. I just want to make sure that it's not an emergency. Okay, all right, good. Here we go. So this is a song called So this is a song called "Kiss the Girl," and so I'll play this one, and then basically what you do is you roll dice. Whoever gets the highest roll chooses a song. I play the song, and then I talk for maybe 10-15 minutes about kind of like what went into the writing of the song, and then we just do it again. And we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that all the way until the end, the end of the night. Tonight's show is gonna be a little bit truncated because Night Attack is gonna be going live this evening, and so we're gonna go raid Night Attack when they get up and running. So, but here we go. Holly is a poet, a heathen and a sadist, a punk rock demagogue and intellectual rapist. Wendy is the architect of all her friends' ambition. She confiscates her penises and trades them on commission. And I'm afraid to kiss the girl tonight. I wonder why. I'm afraid to kiss the girl tonight. Susie has a nice ass and tits like Gibraltar, but she's just about young enough, I think I could adopt her. Miriam is perfect, she's an angel and an artist, but I expect to fuck it up as soon as I've started. And I'm afraid to kiss the girl tonight. I wonder why. I'm afraid to kiss the girl tonight.
superstitions. Summer is a creature who likes to play the martyr, 'cause life is hard, so she intends to be harder. And I'm afraid to kiss the girl tonight. I wonder why. I'm afraid to kiss the girl tonight. Lucy's never been in love, but she's been a lover. She gives herself away, then she gives it to another. Miriam is perfect, she's an angel and an artist, but I expect to fuck it up as soon as I've started. And I'm afraid to kiss the girl tonight. I wonder why. I'm afraid to kiss the girl tonight. There's something, something, something in the way you cry. Something sort of sexy. You know you like it. Is there something, 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 something on your mind? Tell me what you're thinking. God knows we're trying. I don't deserve the love that you've got to give. Give your heart to another man, let another kiss your lips. I know I'm broken, but I'm not beyond repair. All I need is I don't know, fuck it just ain't fair. That I'm afraid to kiss the girl tonight. I wonder why. I'm afraid to kiss the girl, 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 kiss the girl tonight.
Yeah, right on. So do you guys want to hear one of the mixes I completed today? I kind of like showing them off after I've finished them. I mean, they're not final, obviously, because I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to give them the weekend to kind of like, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to listen to anything for the weekend. And then I'm going to come back on Monday and I'm going to listen to everything that I've done over the past week and then make tweaks and changes, you know. But these should be like, I've done one pass on every single one of the, so I've done one pass on every single one of the wait, hold on, really? Fourth week. There we go. I've done, oh wait, hold on. No, that's not right. Wait. Okay, here we go. So, all right, so I played that one yesterday here. So, all right, so this is one I finished today. So this is one that I wasn't even 100% that I was going to put on the record, but I think it actually turned out pretty cool. It's called Spirits in the Bottle. And it goes like this.
The spirits in the bottle, oh, they've been possessing me. I don't need no exorcist, oh, I'll just leave them be, 'cause I'm getting high. Yeah, I'm getting high on a Friday night. The demons of the daylight, well, I've gotta ward them off. So the spirits in the bottle, I send marching on and on. Yeah, I'm getting high. Oh, I'm getting high on a Friday night. Oh, I don't need no friends tonight. I'm gonna tie one on. So don't you try to look for me, don't call. And soon enough the demons, well, they will all be gone. The spirits in the bottle drown them all. The spirits in the bottle, oh, they just make so much sense. And every time I take a hit, I'm shooting for the fence. Yeah, I'm getting high. Oh, I'm getting high on a Friday night. So come on, spirits, come on, take me into your loving arms. There's no need for worry, yeah, you keep me safe from harm. Yeah, I'm getting high. Oh, I'm getting high on a Friday night. I don't need no friends tonight, I'm gonna tie one on. So don't you try to look for me, don't call. And soon enough the demons, well, they will all be gone. The spirits in the bottle drown them all. The spirits in the bottle, oh, they've been possessing me. But I don't need no exorcist, oh, I'll just leave them be, 'cause I'm getting high. Yeah, I'm getting high on a Friday night.
Yeah, so that's called Spirits in the Bottle. So it's great. I mean, it's crazy. Like, so for me, it felt like it was a little bit. It was just a kind of it was a little bit too much of the same thing. But then by adding all the different parts and all the different sections, I'm like, yeah, it's great. You know, like I'm like, this is a totally. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't say it's a hit song, but it's a fun, totally, totally decent tune. You know, and I'm like, right on. So hey, thank you. I'm super stoked. So all right, so why don't we do this? All right, so let's get everybody roll. If I can just get everybody to roll, and then whoever rolls the highest. So what I'm gonna do is if I can just get everybody to roll for the next 15, 20 seconds. Then what we'll do is now you only roll once, and then whoever rolls the highest gets throughout the song. If I just please make sure it's a song I actually know and can play. But that's still hundreds of them, and then I will play, and I'll play it, and then I'll talk about what went into the writing of the song. So, all the VH1 storytellers kind of thing back in the day. So it looks like Z-Talk is the one to beat right now. Oh yeah, you rolled it. Whoops, you rolled it upside down. Zurich. Okay, so does anybody else want to get a roll in before we get up and running? Okay, so Aaron, what song do you want me to play? A Heat That Kills, A Crazy Over You. All right, so I don't think I've done either of those. But I'll need you to pick. You know, so would you prefer A Heat That Kills because that was first, or Crazy Over You because it was I don't know, but let me get it ready to roll. Okay, all right, Crazy Over You. All right, cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll play the song, and then I'll talk about kind of like what went into the writing of it. Well, no, that's okay. There you go. Sorry.
Close your eyes and go to sleep. I like to watch you while you're dreaming. Wonder if you are any happier. You work the day and through the night, and that just doesn't seem quite right. I think that you deserve to be much happier. If there's a song that I could sing, some sort of melody that might get you to smile, to turn you on to me, something that I could do that might get through to you, that might get you to smile, something you used to do, 'cause sweetheart, it's so true. I'm going crazy over you. Another wicked argument is left to spend, and broken and bitterly resentful of each other. The things we say, they break my heart, even as I play a part in murdering the couple that we used to be. there's a song that I could sing, some sort of melody that might get you to smile, to turn you on to me, something that I could do that might get through to you, that might get you to smile, something you used to do, 'cause sweetheart, it's so true. I'm going crazy over you. Can it be over? We've only just begun. Say it's not over, 'cause sweetheart, I'm in love. Let me come over, 'cause I still want you. What am I to do? Bum 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 bum. Close your eyes and go to sleep. I like to watch you while you dream and wonder if you are any happier. You work the day and through the night, and that just doesn't seem quite right. I think that you deserve to be much happier. If there's a song that I could sing, some sort of melody that might get you to smile, to turn you on to me, something that I could do that might get through to you, that might get you to smile, something you used to do, 'cause sweetheart, it's so true. I'm going crazy over you.
Yeah, man. So that song was probably written in 2007, maybe 2006, 2007, somewhere right around there. And I was dating. I'd been dating Sarah for about 3 or 4 years at that point in time, 3 years maybe. And we had gone from. So she was living in Hollywood, and while she was living in Hollywood, that was the absolute worst, because she lived literally right in Hollywood, right off of Hollywood Boulevard. Like, if you guys know the LA area at all, it was like Cahuenga and Hollywood Boulevard, like right in that, like just, it was just a little bit east of that. That, like, it was sort of like in that area. Anyway, but it was a terrible neighborhood to park in. And so she moved out of that place, and she moved in with me for a little while, and it was still kind of in the early days of this relationship, and it was still awesome, and we're like, yay. But she eventually got her own place in Glassell Park, and we were, and I don't think I had moved in with her yet, but we were, so I was living with a couple roommates in Glendale, and we were going through a real tough patch. And the thing is that, like, so she had started, so she was working as a waitress at a place called, I think it was a place on Sunset. I forget the name of it, but it was like a French place off of Sunset. And she was also going to school. And the thing is, but not only was she going to school, like, the thing is, she and I had both spent some time as drug addicts in our sort of before we met, and what she ended up doing during the time of her drug addiction was she would take a bunch of classes and then not go to them, not attend them, like drop out, but not actually officially drop out. So what she got was F's for all those classes, and she kept doing that semester over semester. So she had like 2 or 3 or 4 semesters that she had to retake before she could even get up and running on what she really wanted to do, which was she wanted to get into science. She wanted to get into like the biology. So I was like, hey, like you should totally just go to GCC, which is the Glendale Community College, and just start taking classes, and just get over it, like start working one by one. I guarantee you, in 2 years, if you have to take 2 years of classes just for all the makeup classes, in 2 years, that 2 years is going to fly by. It's going to be over in an instant, So just start now and just start busting ass. I'm certain, like, you're smart, you're good, like, So she's like, and she was like, she was hemming and hawing, but she's like, all right, I'm going to do it. And she starts kicking ass. She starts doing really, really well, and she's loving her classes, and she's really kind of fallen in love with school in a way that she'd never had before. But that meant she was working a job, and she was going to school, and so she was putting in like 60-hour weeks, because she was going to school full time and working a job, like I think she was working like 25, 30 hours a week. Yeah. That's exactly right, Zerk. That's exactly right. And it's like, it's brutal. I mean, and so the thing is and then if you actually do want to take schooling seriously at some point in time, you've just kind of screwed yourself, So the thing is, like, so she was working ridiculously hard, and I think this was also the point in time when we were touring a lot. So we would leave for 6 weeks, and we'd tour and we'd come back, and so and then when we get back from tour, I just had nothing to do. Like I had a brand new record out, so I didn't need to write any new music for the new album. The thing, it's very funny because I have a very different work ethic now than I did then, but I was kind of all about the album. Put out an album, tour in support of it. And then just get home and be like twiddle my thumbs until the next tour, And we do a couple tours in between each album, and then and so I ended up. So I was going through some a pretty dark depression at that point in time because I felt that our record label hadn't really taken care of the record in the way that they used to and should have, and so so the album was not doing as well as the previous records, and there was just the thing is like there was just a lot going on at that point in time. It was sort of the death of the Mr. T scene, of which I was sort of the impresario, So I was a promoter in Los Angeles, and I was a booker, and I was the person that would actively kind of like get, like, I was not so much a promoter in the sense that I was letting people know about the shows, because everybody knew about the shows just because they knew every Tuesday night or every Wednesday night or every Friday night there was stuff happening at Mr. T's, and it was under my auspice, but it would but the thing is, it was an awesome little community, and there was hundreds of people there every single night. By this point in time, it was hundreds of people without even trying. It's just awesome, But the thing is that like, it was also dying, a lot of bands were breaking up. It was just a really, really tough time for me, because it felt like all of the years of work I'd put in on music and build on community and what have you was just kind of dying. Yeah. And then, so the thing is, like, so Kiss or Kill's trajectory was about a year, maybe a year and a half behind ours. So yeah. Anyway, so the thing is, I know. In fact, if this was 2006 is when I stopped promoting at Mr. T's. 2007 was kind of right around the time that I think Kiss or Kill stopped. So it was right in this period in time. Anyway, so the thing is, so she and I were. So I was in a really dark place. She was working all the time. She was just exhausted, and so she and I just really did not have a lot of time for each other. So the thing is like, so where we would really get a chance to like be with each other was sort of like at night when we were kind of falling asleep, So we would put on like Law and Order, SVU, Law and Order, and we would watch an episode of that or two, and then we'd both conk out. And that was our interaction. So the thing is, so I started with, so I wanted to write her a song, and we were also getting into these crazy, intense arguments. I actually made her hopping mad once. I got her so angry that she literally was jumping up and down in anger, and I just started laughing, and I'm like, and she's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I'm like, "You're hopping mad." I never thought I'd say you're hopping mad, and she starts cracking up. But the thing is that like, but it was lots of like resentments and things that we just couldn't address. Like where normally we would take the time out to sit down and just talk to each other about it. We just didn't have the time to, because or I didn't have the emotional wherewithal, and she didn't have the time, and so it was just, and so the thing is, so there's opening lyrics are, in fact, the opening and closing lyrics, that verse is like, so close your eyes and go to sleep. I like to watch you while you dream and wonder if you are any happier. Because she was super miserable. If she was working hard and she was getting it done, but she was super miserable. And then you work the day and through the night, and that just doesn't seem quite right. I think that you deserve to be much happier. If there's a song that I could sing, some sort of melody that might get you to smile, to turn you on to me, something that I could do that might get through to you, that might get you to smile, something you used to do, 'cause sweetheart, it's so true. Going crazy over you. So, in fact, I think actually that this song. So what happened was Sunshine, Joy, and Happiness, which was our fourth record, came out, and it totally tanked. And not only did it totally tank, we actually did a campaign. We did a a promotional campaign with our publicist, where rather than because we couldn't afford the $2,000 a month, which was her normal going rate, to really push the record out to all press outlets across the country. So what we ended up doing is a bloggers campaign, right? So we sent it out to like 200 or 300 bloggers. And the thing is that like, and because, and I know it's 100% because they didn't know the band. They didn't know that we are one part humorous and one part deadly serious. Like they just didn't get the music, you know? And the thing is and I could also tell that these bloggers, they gave the music about 6 seconds of shrift. So they probably listened to it, maybe not even listened to it all the way through. They probably just listened to a couple of tracks and then decided, and then made up their mind about it, you know? So there was lots of people that totally misunderstood the songs and misunderstood what was going on. And they would write about it with this like, because they're bloggers. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just people with opinions on music, and they write as if they know what the fuck they're talking about. And so so this was the point in time when people were saying, just because you got a cello in your band doesn't make you a cool band. Dude, fucking read the liner notes. We sent you the fucking album. The liner notes tell you it's a viola, not a cello. All you need to do is read the liner notes. There you go. It's right there, dude. Do some fucking homework. So we kept getting that kind of shit all the time. So I was just going through so I was in a real dark period in my life, and I was working on, hey Morgoth, good to see you, man. And I was working on the album, I Give Up at this point in time. I didn't know I was working on I Give Up. I was just writing songs about how dark and how depressed and how frustrated I was, with my music career, you know. And then Sunshine, Joy, and Happiness Keep Us. So the thing is, like, so all of these things, like, so all of this kind of played into the writing of the song, and then the Can It Be Over? We only just begun. This was actually, so Sarah and I had a period where we broke up for about 2 or 3 weeks, and the thing is I'm not 100%. Yeah, well, yeah, but the thing is, but it's just bloggers, Lenita. I mean, that's the thing is like people can just start up a blog. You can just pick up you can just get a WordPress, you know, site and just start writing about music, you know, and you don't have to have any qualifications, and you can say whatever you want. And the thing is like, and we made the mistake of reaching out to those people, like knowing full well. Like the thing is like I wrote the bio, and the bio I wrote for us was totally ridiculous. It was just a joke. It was all like hyperbole and super grandiose, but also at the same time very self-deprecating and just like silly and stupid. And it was all from a singularly like my personal perspective on the band. Because and the thing is and people took umbrage with that. Like anything that was not like totally just like copy cut, like carbon copy, like just cookie cutter. There you go. Anything that we did that was like a little bit unique and a little bit odd, like just drove them fucking nuts. And so the thing is, like, so we got lots of reviews, but they were just people just tearing us assholes, tearing us new assholes. And it was funny because Eric at this point in time would actually go and argue with them. Like, so he would find the guy that said, hey, you got a cello in the band. And then Eric would be like, hey, dude, first off, it's a viola. And second off, you don't know what you're talking about, and this is why. And he would literally do a case-by-case, point-by-point breakdown of their review and explain to them why they knew absolutely nothing about music. It was fucking awful. It was just a shitty time for all of us, you know, which was literally what led directly into the album I Give Up, you know, because I was like, fuck, we are doing our damnedest to put out great music. We're putting all of our heart and soul and all of our thought and all of our attention and all of our skill into this thing, and it's getting shat on by people that just because they've never done it, they don't know what it takes to do it, and they just think it's, you know, like, yeah. And so I was just like, he did review the review. Yes, he did. And he would do that repeatedly. He did that repeatedly. So yeah. So all right. So that's basically the skinny on that one. And I don't want to talk over long. So why don't we get another roll in? So the only person that can't roll is Z-Talk. So Aaron, you're out, man, because we're gonna get everybody else. So that way we can make sure that everybody else gets a chance to win one. So and choose a song. So okay. So yeah. So why don't you guys? So can we get some more rolling? And No, I mean, I don't want to do that. I mean, the thing is like, what I want to do is I want to identify good reviewers and then just submit my stuff and be like, I don't even want to do that. That's why I asked you guys. I'm like, if you guys know people that write good reviews, if you reach out to them and be like, hey man, you should check out Mike's stuff, that would be awesome, because like I'm not good at, like, I'm terrible at asking for anybody for anything. I always fuck it up, you know. It's just, wow, Tensor and String. I think he's the one to beat right now. So Tensor and String, basically, all I ask is that you have to have a song. You have to have a song ready to go. You know, like you want a song that you want to know from me. Like, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the song and I'll talk to you about what went into the writing of it. And wait, let me see. Hold on, we just followed Ramy Gamers. Was that what it was? Hold on, let me see. Ramy Gamer, is that Ramy Gamer 32, or is it Ramy Gamer? Yeah. So it looks like Tensor and String won that one, guys. So yeah. So let's get a song from Tensor and we'll. Yeah. All right, so why don't I play a song while we're waiting? I'll just do a random Get Set Go bot because Girl is Sleeping. All right, yeah, I can do this one. All right, awesome. So this is I think this is the oldest of my songs. I think this one even predates VKFD, the fire truck song. I think it does. If not, then it's the number 2. It's my second oldest song that I still play. There's always been more space than the matter can erase the matter get you down, 'cause you're never around where I can say emphatically that I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. You can win, place, or show. So how's it gonna go when the right becomes along? We used to hear this song where I can say emphatically that I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. Bum 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 bum. God save us in a little book tucked away in a corner of the universe. God save us in a little book tucked away in a corner of the universe. I've been ill and getting worse, my symptoms cannot be reversed, but when I'm with her I feel okay. I've been ill and getting worse, my symptoms cannot be reversed, but when I'm with her I feel okay.
well, I can say emphatically that I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. That's awful, Jamie. Like a peck, you're saying? Yeah, that's the worst. That's the absolute worst. All right, so hey, thank you, Tensor and String. Right on, man. Yeah, that's my oldest. It's really funny. So I've got a number of stories about that song, right? So the first one is that song was written. So I used to that song was written probably 1995, 1996. And we had met. We played this show. There's a radio station in LA. It's a college radio station that's out of Loyola Marymount, and it's called KXLU. And they still have a very long running. I think it's been running for like 35 years. This long running show on Friday nights called Demolisten. And Demolisten is a show where all you do, if you're a band, you send in your demo, and if they like it, they'll play it. And so we submitted a demo to them, like a little thing of like maybe 6 or 8 or 10 or something like that songs. And they fell in love with one of the tracks and they started playing it live. And they invited us to play a show. And we were like, well, okay, yeah, hell, we'll go play the show. You know, like we were excited to play, but I had no business playing shows at this point in time. I literally just started playing the guitar. I had just started playing the guitar in a band. I was not ready to be playing shows. You know, like I should have spent a full year just practicing 2 or 3 times a week, and then I would have been ready to play shows. So we play, so we go and we play this show, and we're pretty terrible. And but there's another band there, this band called Otto at the time, and we all connect, and we're like for whatever reason we have the same musical tastes. We're all around the same age. Like we're just and we just become fast friends. And so I get to know those guys pretty well, and we all start getting together every weekend, and just like we would either get drunk or we would buy some like a little bit of drugs, and we would we would just pass the guitar around and play music, and it was literally that passing the guitar around with those guys that gave me all of the nascent musical knowledge that it gave me the musical foundation upon which I built all of my songwriting, and it's really funny. I mean, that's sort of like every punk rock, like that's pretty much the story behind every like it's those people that didn't actually learn. Like the thing is Schmed was part of, so there were 3 bands, right? So there were 3 bands that were the crucial 3 of our little scene based out of Mr. T's Bowl on the east side of LA. It was a band Otto, it was a band the Halston Stops, and it was my band Vermicious K. And so I would get together with Soup and Schmed from the Halston Stops, and Nate and Sean from Otto, and then I would join them, and the 5 of us would get together, and we just pass around the guitar and just get drunk or get high or whatever, and just hang out and we would just make music all day long. It was crazy. It was awesome. And so what happened is everybody would be playing songs, and we would just take the guitar and we'd pass it over to the next guy and he'd play a song. So every single time it came to me and I played one of my songs, no one sang along. Like they kind of looked like they were kind of interested in stuff, but they wouldn't sing along. But with everybody else's songs, they were singing along, and I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. Like I want them to sing along to my stuff, So I really did a case study on like what it was. So in fact that so I found the girl. That's a flat 5. That's a Schmed chord. Schmed actually showed me that flat 5. I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. So he shows me the flat 5, and he's like, this is a great chord, And so I threw it in. So I threw it into that song because I knew he would like it. And, I'm like, okay. So I literally, that entire song was just me looking at what they did and what and so the thing is and I noticed all of them had these intricate little guitar lines and all this cool stuff, and so I tried to approximate that, and so that's where I came up with. Wait a minute.
that is ridiculously tough, even for because I had no idea what I was doing. So I was literally just making something up that it's like counterintuitive. It's so weird. When Jim Get Set Go's he was with Get Set Go for 3 records. Jim, our guitar player, when he was trying to learn that, he's like, "What the hell, man?" He's like, "This is crazy." So it was just it's a weird line, but it was literally because I saw that this was what they were doing, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna throw in that kind of like a little. So I did that, and then I made sure to throw in the flat 5, and I really paid attention like how they. So the thing is like so that was so the very first time I played that for them. Oh really? That's crazy. That's crazy, Jamie. Yeah, because it definitely is like Schmed is like Schmed is like Get Set Go's godfather. Like the thing is like he definitely had a huge impact on the way that I even listen to melodies. I mean, the thing is, I grew up listening to the Beatles. I grew up listening to the Beach Boys. I like that catchy hook-based stuff. I was already writing stuff kind of in that vein, but he was the one that really codified it and showed me like this is kind of like, you know, and really turned me on to like the things to pay attention to, you know. Yeah, it is, Daniel. It's on my very first record. It's on So You've Ruined Your Life. The album is called So You've Ruined Your Life, and it's listed as Girl Is Sleeping on there. Spotify has gotten a couple of the names of my songs wrong. So this was the very first song when I played it. So when I played it for them, they're like, "Dude, that's a fucking great song." And then like the next time I played it, they started singing along, and I was like, "Fuck yes." And literally, I took that template. I took all of the stuff that I learned from that song, and I kind of kept applying it. I kept thinking of things in terms of hooks. I kept thinking in things in terms of like of being sweet and catchy and airy, as opposed to. But it's really funny because it still has my lyrical approach. So that's sort of like what was behind the musical writing of it, But the lyrical perspective, like what was going on music lyrically with me was, so I was dating Kim. Kim was my very first. This is the only Kim song that survived Vermicious K into Get Set Go. And I wrote a lot of songs about Kim. She was my first significant girlfriend. She and I were together off and on for 5 years. And so we'd had an off period, and then we had just reunited, and she actually moved in with her family right across the way from me. So we were in the same building. Our apartments adjoined. We had balconies that adjoined, and she would just walk out her balcony, climb over onto mine, and enter my place that way. Which was totally crazy. You know, I mean, I loved her family, and it was like, you know, but it was just, I was like, okay, well, this. She had just started. Her family had rented a place. Actually, they had rented a place from the. There was a restaurant that when I was working at Universal, there was a restaurant that we would frequent. I'd say 2 or 3 times a week. It was basically like our commissary, you know, our own personal commissary. It was a place called La Logia. It's on Ventura Boulevard, like Ventura Boulevard and just past Lancashire. No, not past Lancashire. Like past Cahuenga. No, not Cahuenga. Maybe it's Cahuenga. I don't know. Anyway, but it's still there. It's called La Logia, and they had a space. They had a retail space that was attached to their building, and so my girlfriend Kim and her family rented out that space. And what they were doing is they were buying old furniture and then antiquing it. Her mom was an amazing artist, and Kim had sort of inherited that talent, and so they were working really extra hard to get this business off the ground, you know. And so they were if they weren't antiquing furniture, they were off buying furniture. If they weren't antiquing furniture, if they weren't buying furniture, they were selling the furniture. So it was like they were working just round the clock nonstop. And so Kim was just overwhelmed at this point in time. Now, the first time that we broke up, Kim and I broke up, it was because I was working 14, 15-hour days at Universal. And when I would get home, I was just too exhausted to just deal with anything. And so slowly but surely, even though we were living together, we just drew apart, you know. Like I would get home and she'd be like, "Hey, you want to eat dinner? You want to hang out? You want to do something?" And I'm like, "No, I can't do it." You know. So, and it just started throwing us apart. So we eventually broke up. And then maybe 6 months later, we ended up getting back together again and sort of figuring our stuff out. And I realized that a lot of it was just me and my inattentiveness, you know. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that in just a bit, Daniel. But Kim was working so hard. She was really depressed. It was just a tough, like, working with your family and with her parents, and it was just a hard time for her. And so what she ended up doing often was, so now we get back together, and I'm a lot more attentive and a lot more like, hey, let's keep this going. And she's actually the one that's showing up and being like, no, I'm just tired. I'm just gonna lay down. And so she was always laying down and falling asleep, you know. So the thing is like, so I was like, so I kept talking to her, and I kept telling her, I'm like, look, you know, like, the thing is that, like, look, you were doing exactly what I was doing, you know, when, like, you know, like a year ago, I was the one that was working too much, and when I got home, I was like, I just wanted to decompress, and because I didn't make any time for us, we fell apart. I'm like, we're gonna do the same thing, you know. So the thing is that, like, so the thing is, like, so what would happen is we wouldn't talk, and then when we did hang out, we'd get into these big arguments. And so those opening lyrics, there's always been more space in the matter, can it erase, does the matter get you down? So there's the idea was like, there's always long distances of us just getting along fine and everything's great. Like don't get hung up on the arguments. Like, it's just, you know, the thing is that, like, we have significantly more times of awesome than we do of terrible, you know. Even though you're overworked and super exhausted and we're not hanging out, you know. So there's always been more space in the matter, can it erase, the matter get you down? 'Cause you're never around. Well, I can say emphatically that I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. La la la. So I threw the la la la's in just because that was one thing that the guys always did. They liked the la's and the oohs and the ahs, and so I was like, oh, I'll throw in some la's. So la 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. So and then the second lyrics, which is really funny because I was going to the racetrack a lot with my buddy Jonathan Rosenfeld. I think Rosenfeld. Jeez, I think that's crazy. I just blanked on his name. But he worked with me at Universal. And so he was the one that turned me on to Santa Anita Racetrack, which is a beautiful, amazing racetrack. So the thing is, I just, for whatever reason, because this is the point in time when my lyrical writing was not, I don't think, as strong as it eventually got. But so the whole thing was that, like, so I was trying to say, look, you don't have to be the best. You can just do it, and that should be enough, you know. So that you can win, place, or show. So how's it gonna go when the right becomes a wrong? Will you still hear this song? So I was just saying, look, I know that we get in arguments, and we're striving to fight we strive to win those, and I know that there's a lot of but really, truthfully, the thing is just like, are you here? Like I'm in love with you, and you're the girl of my dreams, you know, and so let's sort this out, you know. And so that was basically what I was trying to say. I think that the whole racing metaphor, I would totally eliminate that, but I like it because it's sort of a little bit juvenile. It's a little bit left of field of the way I write now, but it's definitely kind of the way my thinking worked back then, you know. And it was definitely of the time because I was going to the racetrack a lot. So. I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. And I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. And then the break does. Bum, 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 bum. So the bridge is like. God save us in a little book, tucked away in a corner of the universe. God save us in a little book, tucked away. So and that's it's really funny because that's one thing that I still freak out about, but I spent the first part of my adult life really going nuts over, and you can find it in a lot of my lyrics. I've got a song called Countdown to Forever. I've got a lot of songs about time and the passage of time, and me recognizing that time just is flying by, and I can't do anything, even when I can slow it down in a moment. Like I can stab myself 16 times, and I guarantee you the next hour will feel like it's months, you know. But the thing is but even so, you know, that will be unless I kill myself, that'll be 6 months from now in like 3 days, you know. I'll be 6 months past that in 3 days, and so I recognized that what she and I had at that moment in time was very ephemeral, and I wanted to hang on to it. And so that was basically that was again, I think, a little clunky, sort of a clunky way of me saying that. So like, God save us in a little book tucked away in a corner of the universe. God save us in a little book tucked away in a corner of the universe. And then that while that's going, there's a counterpointing melody that goes, I've been ill, I'm getting worse, my symptoms cannot be reversed, but when I'm with her, I feel okay. I've been ill, I'm getting worse, my symptoms cannot be reversed, when I'm with her, I feel okay. And that's actually a very telling. That's sort of something that the idea of those lyrics. I've been ill, I've been ill, I'm getting worse. I've been ill, I'm getting worse. My symptoms cannot be reversed, but when I'm with her, I feel okay. That's one thing that I've definitely kind of like has kind of been something that has plagued me my whole life. Like, first off, well, that was kind of when my drug addiction was accelerating. You know, I know it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, man, because you wouldn't think it. But the thing is, like, I mean, this is the kind of degree of thought that I put into these songs. Even these kind of like. Especially back then, I would obfuscate what I was saying. Now I try to speak plainly. I try to say this is what I like, but then I would just like so things like so. So the thing is like I definitely feel the sense of dread. I feel like and it's just that I sense of mortality. You know, the thing is like I know it like sometimes I'll go to bed and I'll just listen to my heartbeat and that will freak me out. You know, like. So the thing is, like, so I definitely share that Woody Allen, like, significant fear of death and that significant fear of, like, that sense of your own mortality, you know? And so the thing is like, and so that idea of, like, I've been ill, I'm getting worse, my symptoms cannot be reversed, but when I'm with her, I feel okay. And that's the one thing is I realized that the only panacea, the only thing that for me addresses that sense of dread is when I'm in circumstances, when I'm with people that I love, or when I'm with people, my friends, like when I'm enjoying life, and I can put that, you know, it's like my doppelgangers in me, that quote, that Ernest Hemingway quote, you know. So anyway, yeah. So the thing is like so that's and then the last lyrics are, you know, like the last lyrics are so I've been sleeping sound since you've been around, nothing brings me down. So let it all come, and so let it all come down. That's the first time that I use that lyrics "Let It Come Down," which ends up making its way all throughout my. So I've been using "Let It Come Down" for 21 years. I've been using the "Let It Come Down" because and that's funny because that's right when I really fell in love with Paul Bowles and that book. And that just imagery. I mean, that's such the greatest imagery. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's a book called by Paul Bowles, the author Paul Bowles. He has a book called Let It Come Down. And at the very beginning of it, there's a little scene from Shakespeare, and it's Banquo is walking through the streets. And he runs across two guys that are labeled murderer 1 and murderer 2 or something like that. I think they're like but and he says to them, hey, you know, it looks like there's gonna be rain tonight. Hey, Shamrock, in the poopity corn. Good to see you, man. And so he turns to these murderers and he goes, hey guys, it looks like it's gonna be rain tonight. And the murderers go, let it come down, and they stab him. And that's such a great fucking thing. Hey, Justin, good to see you, man. So so the thing is, so I love that idea of like, yeah, bring it on, man. Like whatever, bring on the horror, bring on the pain. Like fuck it, like fuck it, let it come down. Like there's something about that, just something like that visceral. Like you know what, fuck it, let's turn it. Like let's like, you know, it's like Fierce Butterflies. Like you know what, yes, we're gonna die, but fuck it, let's take the windshield on. Let's take come on, fuck you, I'm gonna take the windshield head on. God damn it, you know. That kind of thing, I really do. I love that. So yeah, I do for the moment, for the time being. So all right, so that's basically girls sleeping. That's the crux of that song. But yeah, there's a lot going on in it. All right, so why don't we get everybody rolling again, and we'll get another song out. We'll sort out another tune. So yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Thanos. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of my songs, but particularly those like I would pack a whole bunch into them. Thanks, Z-Talk. Yeah, maybe someday. I mean, if I get where I'm going musically, then maybe I'll tackle that, because there definitely are a lot of pretty cool stories behind a lot of the stuff. Like there's a lot of thought that goes into the songs. Okay, so we got a 91. Oh wow, Daniel Marks. Looks like Daniel Marks has got it, unless somebody can beat it at 91. Oh, your roll was actually 700. Thanos, I don't see a result for your roll. You might want to roll again. Oh, 96. Shamrock. Did Shamrock just beat out Daniel? Oh, he did. Wow. All right, so it looks like it's Shamrock. All right, Tenor and String, you be well, man. Thanks for participating, dude. And thanks for that request. That was awesome, man. And wow, another 91. That's pretty close. But all right, but it looks like Shamrock got it. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Bob. You be well, Tenor and String. Have a great night, man. And all right, so Shamrock, what song do you want me to do for you? Crying Shame. All right, cool. So I'm gonna play the song, and then we'll talk about kind of what went into the writing of it. There is nothing that I could say that would, in almost any way, express the frustration in my head. I don't want to get out of bed today. I don't want to face another day. Everything is better left unsaid. And I don't want to get a job. I've stolen all that I could rob. I don't know how I will get by. Something in me thinks I've won too many drinks. I spent too much time getting high. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. What do you do when you're done with living, but you are still alive? I don't want to kill myself, but I just can't survive. Hey, hey, hey. It's a crying shame. 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 Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. I'm sick of doing anything, so burnt out on all the songs I sing. I just want to disappear. I'm too lazy to even fall asleep, lying here, not counting any sheep, listening to the passing of the years. And I don't want to get a job. I've
stole all that I could rob. I don't know how I will get by. Something in me thinks I've won too many drinks. I spent too much time getting high. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. What do you do when you're done with living, but you are still alive? I don't wanna kill myself, but I just can't survive. Hey, hey, hey. It's a crying shame. 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 Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum.
So I guess I should preface this one. So can you guys hear the vocals okay? It feels like I'm really far away from the microphone. So I moved it up a little bit, but if you guys can hear it fine, I'll move it back. But it just feels like I'm sort of very, very far from the mic. Thank you so much, Bobcat. So let me preface. So this album was written. Hey, thank you so much, Thanos. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's okay. You can hear it just fine. All right. Good. So this album, the whole album, was written. I didn't think that I was going to actually have another record. I thought that our first record. So our first record came out, and our record label spent about $80,000 trying to promote it to film and TV, or not to film and TV, to call it to commercial radio, right? Which definitely sounds like a pretty significant chunk of money, and it certainly was. But the thing is that this was at a point in time, unbeknownst to us, that Sony Music and other sort of like the major labels were sort of like engaged in not so much payola, but sort of payola, you know, like sort of I scratch your back, you scratch my back kind of stuff. And so with which actually our record label at the time sued Sony over some practices because some of the stuff that they actually did directly impacted Get Set Go and are getting placed on some commercial stations, and they won a big settlement. So, of course, you know, that doesn't help me at all, but you know, good for them. So they had this. So they spent about $80,000 in promoting us to college radio. They probably spent $15,000-$20,000 on manufacturing the record and doing the publicist and probably not a publicist, but there were a lot of expenses for that first record. So it probably had like anywhere between an $80,000 and $100,000 cost associated with the actual album. And the record tanked. We maybe sold 300 or 400 copies to start. So the record label wasn't interested in putting out another record, but we were signed to a 7-year record deal. And Pat at the time, Dr. Moto, who was my high school buddy, and we formed our very first band just out of high school. I was 19 when we formed our very first band together, which was the very first band I was ever in. And he and I had been playing all of the music I'd played with anybody in any band. I'd played with him. So he just got married and he got his wife pregnant, and so he was like, Mike, I can't do the band. We're not making enough money. I gotta go get a real job. I got a kid on the way. And I had never made music without Pat, so I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then the record doesn't do that well, and I know the record label's not interested in putting on another record, and I know that there's a $80,000 to $100,000 turnaround cost attached. So turnaround cost is basically if another label wanted to pick us up, right? If another label wanted to sign a record deal with us. Now, not all labels do this, but some labels, and the thing is and I just figured that our label, because they came from a major label world, probably would. But what they can do, what the original label can say is that, oh yeah, you can't put out a record with them because we haven't fulfilled the terms of our contract. Until we fulfill the terms of our contract, or until they let us out of our record deal, they have say over who we put out albums with. So if another record label wanted to put out our record, it's possible that our record label could say, hey, there's an $80,000 or $100,000 turnaround cost attached to this. Well, we're an indie band, you know. At this point in time, like our friends signed a Sub Pop for like $5,000 or $10,000, you know. So the thing is that like, right on, Bobcat. Don't even sweat it, man. See you soon. So they, you know, so the thing is, so I thought there was just not going to be another record. I was like, fuck, I'm not going to find a label that's going to want to spend. You know, our first record tanked. I'm not going to find a record label that's going to want to pony up $80,000 on a band that whose first record did nothing. You know, so I thought my music career was over. And at this point in time, I was a drug addict. I was just a train wreck. You know, and I had no reason. I had no reason to change me being a train wreck. You know, well, without any design on my part, I was literally comfortable. I was just comfortable. I was just going to be a train wreck to the end of my days, and I figured the end of my days were going to be in a couple of years. You know, I was still writing songs, but now I wasn't writing songs for the audience. I wasn't writing songs for the crowd. I wasn't writing songs for the scene. I was just writing songs to write songs to keep me alive. You know, like to just to give me. To take all of my frustration and all of my woe and all of my angst and all of the damage and heartbreak that I was going through at that point in time, and I was just putting it in a song because at least that way I could kind of externalize it, you know. So that's where I wrote "Music Makes You Want to Die" and "Stay Away" and you know, and "Ordinary World" and all of these songs. Well, the thing is, like, so Crying Shame, you know. So the thing is, like, so Crying Shame was sort of like, and it's funny because that it was John Wood. Eric actually came up with a sequence for the entirety of "Ordinary World," and Eric had "Crying Shame" sequenced elsewhere on that album. And John Wood, the producer, the guy that produced that record with me, he was like, Mike, "Crying Shame" should be the opening record, or the opening song. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I didn't think about it, but it was exactly right, because really what it did is it set the tenor for the entire record, because it's literally saying, you know, hey. Here's somebody that's literally at his rope's end, like at his wit's end, like he's talking about he doesn't want to kill himself, but what do you do? Like, so the thing is, like, so you go. So there is nothing that I could say that would in almost any way express the frustration in my head. And it's crazy because the thing is like this has not gone away from me. Hold on, let me try to change the lighting. This lighting is driving me insane. Anyway, it just makes me. I look a little bit too like white, you know, like too like glowing, unnatural. So the thing is, yeah. So the thing is, and it's funny because the thing is that a lot of the entirety of Crying Shame still applies to this day. Except for the well, maybe even a little bit of the drinking too much, but at least, you know, but not the getting high, thank God. But the thing is like, but there is nothing that I could say that would in almost any way express the frustration in my head. I don't want to get out of bed today. I don't want to face another day. Everything is better left unsaid. And I don't want to get a job because I'm fucking a musician or I'm making music, you know. I've stolen all that I can rob. I don't know how I will get by. Something in me thinks I've won too many drinks. I spent too much time getting high. I and then when it gets to the second verse, the thing is like, see, and that's in fact, right now, whenever I'm working on a new project, whenever I'm working on a new album, which I'm doing right now, I vacillate. It's funny. The thing is, I know I'm not bipolar. I know that I probably do suffer from depression. I've never been like clinically diagnosed with anything, but the thing is, but I definitely do. I do know that and I literally think it's life experience that has made my life so tumultuous and given me such a crazy, bizarre perspective. Because the thing is, because I will vacillate, I will listen to my music and be like, this is fucking awesome. There's no way people are not gonna like this. And then I'll think about all of the albums I put out where I felt that way, and whether they were wildly received or whether they were received tepidly. The thing is that like I can't make heads or tails out of like why Sunshine, Joy, and Happiness didn't resonate, but Ordinary World did. Or I can't tell why Ordinary World didn't resonate with the people that loved with somebody, but then 2 albums later they're like, I loved it, like someone really likes Selling Out and Going Home, but not Ordinary World. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like it's all from the same mind. It's all from the same perspective. It's all the same songwriting. Like, you know, what's going on? I don't get it. You know. Right on, Daniel. Awesome, man. Yeah, no, it's funny, and it's really funny. Like that's one thing I was. So this is the thing that Crying Shame is about, and all of the other stuff. So it took me about 10 years of playing. Took me about 10 years of playing all the time before I think that I really found my own voice. So You've Ruined Your Life, there's definitely a lot of songs that have my voice in them, but I those were inadvertent. I was writing songs. I was writing a bunch of songs in those at that point in time, and I happen to run across a couple of like Go to the Mattress is very much in my voice, you know. War is very much in my voice, you know, like all those. In fact, all of those songs are very much in my voice. But the thing is but they were also written at like there were a bunch of other songs that were kind of like me, kind of like scrambling to find that voice, you know. And so maybe about 10 years, so from 1996 till about 2006, by constant work and constant effort and constant writing and then eventually constant touring and constant playing. I mean, we played at least from 1998 till 2006. We played at least one show a week. And very often 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times a week. We were playing all the time for 10 years, you know. And of course we didn't play like the Beatles played. Like we didn't do 3-hour set, 2 3-hour sets. Like we were playing one 45-minute set or one 35-minute set, you know. But the thing is, so we didn't like, you know. But it was constant, and I was constantly writing stuff. And so I think by the time Ordinary World came out, like I think I'd kind of found my voice. Unfortunately, my voice was very much about just kind of lamenting the fact that I had no musical career. My music was not going to go anywhere, and I was going to die, you know. I mean, I literally thought I was going to die. I still feel like that the only way my music is going to really achieve anything significant is going to occur with my death. Like, because the thing is like, I don't know how to explain that. I don't know how to explain that. But anyway, but the thing is like, so, but even so, I don't want to die anytime. I want to live to be 100 years old. So the thing is, I want to live to be 300 or 400 or 800 years old, really, truthfully. So it's not like, but the thing is like, but that's my suspicion. Like the thing is, because I've tried everything. I've toured constantly. I've done everything. I can't even get, the thing is that like, I can't even get the professionals that anyway, so, hey, Paper Cat, good to see you. So the thing is like, so it's really funny. So this song was written in 2004, 2005, 2006, somewhere right around there. Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying, the thing is that like, I think people don't appreciate things with full tilt until there's no more of it, right? Like it's gold, you know. It's like gold is gold because there's a scarcity of it. So if I were to write 3,000 songs, which would put me definitely in the annals of like there's a handful of people that have written 3,000 songs. So and I definitely have written 3,000 songs in my life, but like 3,000 good studio produced, like that's my goal is I want to get to a point where I've written thousands and thousands of songs. They're all documented. They can all be found, you know. So the thing is like, and even if I've written 3,000 songs, so there's more music than anybody's ever going to really dive into and get to know. The thing is like it definitely does to me think that at that point in time, people be like, oh yeah, wow, this guy, like, you know, it's like it's. I don't know how to explain it, because the only reason why I feel that is because I've literally tried everything except, like, I mean, the one thing I haven't done is I haven't spent 3 or 4 years just on the road touring nonstop. And the thing is that's because booking tours is fucking exhausting. I fucking hate it. It's exhausting. It's exhausting, you know. Booking the tours, I love being on tour. Booking them is fucking exhausting. So the thing is like so Crying Shame is like, you know, like it really is, it's awesome that it's the first song on that record, because it is saying like it definitely sets the tenor for not only that album, but for everything that's come after it. You know, it's definitely said like, look, you know, and it is, and the thing is that like, I definitely there have been points in my life where I've done very well, and I've been sort of, and right now, this past month has been fucking spectacular. It has been a train wreck financially, but it has been fucking spectacular. I've gotten more done, you know, musically than I have in a long time. It's just been awesome, you know. But the thing is that like, yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, no, and yeah, you're right, Justin. Yeah, in fact, we're gonna get up to the next. We're gonna get to the next song in just a second. So get ready to roll. But the thing, it's really funny. So I realized that my music is gonna only resonate with maybe 20% of the populace, right? So 1 out of 5 people that show up in this place are gonna hear it and be like, I really dig this. And then of those 20%, 10% of those people, the stuff's going to touch them in a way where they're like, this, like, because this has happened to me multiple times in my life, where people have come to me and like, Mike, I only listen to your music. You're the only musician I listen to, and it's been that way for 2 years. You know, like ridiculous things like that. Like, and I'm like, that's fucking crazy. First off, I'm like, what sort of damage must you have got? What sort of, like, you know? But the thing is, but I get that, because the thing is that like, for me, like when there's someone's writing stuff, and I don't run across it that much anymore, which is why I write what I do, because I don't run across that many people that write stuff that really resonates with me. Because the thing is that like I can't even get to aspirational music. I can't even get to, yes, I want to ride in a roll around in a like I want to ride in a Mercedes Benz. I can't even get to there. I want to get to my aspirations are, I want to be able to stay in my house. I want to be able to eat today. I want to be able to, like, you know, I want to be able to survive. I want to be able to know that I can pay my bills at the end of the month. You know, like those are my aspirations. You know, and yeah. So Night Attack is gonna be kicking in, and then when Night Attack does happen, we're gonna hop over there. So the thing, you know, and we're gonna go. We're gonna go raid them. But anyway, so the thing is like, it's still an ongoing thing, you know. And I think I'm just now getting to the point where I'm just getting fed up, and I'm gonna have to start like strong arming. I'm gonna have to start like getting belligerent and being like, hey, you know, like this has to happen. Like, you know, which gets really fucking annoying for me and for everybody I'm doing it to until something moves. But the thing is that like, I've been doing it for fucking 20 years. And yeah, something has to give, you know. So, but anyway, yeah, hey, good to see you, 70. So yeah, Night Attack is when Night Attack goes on. So if you know, at the 8 o'clock hour, if somebody can keep an eye on what's happening on Night Attack and just let us know when they're up and running, we'll all go raid them. All right, so why don't we get another song in? If you guys want to, so the rules to this game are before you roll, have an idea of the song that you want me to. So what I'm gonna do is I'll play the song and I'll talk about what went into the writing of it. And yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So if you guys want to start rolling, while you do that, while you guys roll, I'll just play little licks instead. Wow, still got a 99. Yeah, that's the very first roll. Okay, all right, yeah, all right. Are you okay? I'll see you in just a second, Justin. You might have to roll it if you type in roll as it's processing. I think sometimes it misses it. So you might have to roll again, Jamie. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh wow, there's another Doty Vision. All right, so Doty Vision got a 99 too. Wow, we're gonna have a roll off. So Doty Vision, do you have a song in mind? Yeah, you I think you can roll 100. I think Daniel Marks, you can roll 100. Yeah. So we got two people at 99. We got Stoic and Doty Vision at 99. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to have the two of you roll off, and then whoever wins we'll be able to choose the song. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Then all right. So why don't we so Doty Vision. I mean, well, we could do, because it could add a random factor. You could just take a look at the song list and choose a song based by its name, or we can just let Stoic. Because I guess we're gonna have to, like, because the rules are you have to have a song in mind before you roll, because that way we can just So sorry about that, Doty Vision, but that was an amazing roll. So Stoic, what song do you want to? Was Zerk right? Did you want to have Some Days? Stoic. Okay, all right, show over. All right. These are all the great, all the dark songs. So in fact, I'm gonna pull up the lyrics for this one just to make sure. I've been flubbing these lately. I want to make sure I don't mess them up, particularly because so over it. All right. I've been feeling low again, so worn and sick of everything, so tired of all the struggling. I'm over it. There is nothing I can do. I've tried it all the time too. There's so much that I have abused. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. It's a long way to the bottom, and I still have so much further to fall. It's a long way to the bottom. Sugar, honey, will you wait as I plummet past you all? I have learned to love the fall. I'm so tired of giving up to find that things just get me down, that only hope sticks around. I'm over it, I'm over it. So farewell to all the things I hoped and wished would come to me. I've been working towards my defeat. I'm over it, I'm over it, I'm over it, I'm over it. It's a long way to the bottom, and I still have so much further to fall. It's a long way to the bottom. Sugar, honey, will you wait as I plummet past you all?
still have so much further to fall. It's a long way to the bottom. Sugar, honey, will you wait as I plummet past you all? I have learned to love the fall. You can find my music anywhere where you can legally download. You can also find it anywhere you can illegally download stuff, because there is Spotify, and stuff like that you can literally listen to my music for free. All I ask is that perhaps maybe you just give it a handful of, because it takes 107. You have to listen to a 14 song record. If you listen to one of my albums with 14 songs on it, which there are a couple with 14, there's a couple with a lot more than 14, but if you listen to a 14 song record and you listen to it 107 times, I make the $6 I would have made had you bought the record. So it's great. I went from being screwed to being screwed multiple times with a dump truck with no lube. Awesome. And there is a lot of it on Bandcamp as well. Thank you, Bob Callie. So that song, which is really funny, because this is the first song that I wrote where I started to realize that hope was dangerous for some, like, the thing is, like, which is funny because, like, you see the Obama thing, hope, and like, and all, like hope is like, yes, well, there's a really crazy scene in the Sandman comic. I don't know if you guys read the Sandman, but there's this where the Sandman has been given the key to hell, and he's trying to and basically he doesn't want the key, and so there so all of these different people from different pantheons, all these different gods from different pantheons come and try to coerce the key to hell from the Sandman. And at some point in time during the course of the story, he gets into a battle of wits with an archduke of hell, and this archduke, and so what they're doing is they're using like the storytelling mode, like where one of them is like, I'm a fire breathing dragon, and the other one's like, I'm the arrow that pierces the fire breathing dragon in the little hole. But they're coming up. Each of them says one thing, and the other person comes up with another thing to counteract it, and it keeps escalating, keeps getting bigger and bigger, and then eventually the archduke of hell goes, I'm the destroyer of everything. I'm the great entropy. I'm the death. I'm the absolute worst, most horrible thing. And then the Sandman responds with, I am hope, and he wins. And he wins. And I'm like, oh, that's really powerful, and that's awesome, and that's great. But it's not. The thing is that, like, if you do what I do, and if you've done it for as long as I have, you discover that hope can really be a poisonous and dangerous thing. Because the thing is that what happens is that if you put, like, I've never managed to set my expectations. I always try to, each time I've attempted something and not done as well as I thought I would ratchet down my expectations. And the next time I try it, I would think, okay, well, then I'll achieve this. And instead, like every single time I set a bar, I underachieve it by a significant amount. So what I realized I need to stop, what I need to do is I need to stop setting expectations. I have to stop hoping. I have to just work. And so that's what I do. So the thing is like, but this was the beginning of my perspective on, like, this was the very first time where I realized, oh, it's hope's the enemy, for me at least, anyway. So the thing is, Paper Cat, the thing is, like, I'm probably traversing the wrong course, I guess, because the thing is that, like, I've been doing this for a long time and have been just losing. Well, so not winter, please. Today is a different show. I'm doing a storytelling on Fridays. I do storytelling. So what I do is I only play originals, and people. We have a competition. The winner of the competition gets to choose the song. I play the song, and then I talk about what went into the writing of that song. So I just played my song So Over It. Yeah, sorry, Fideas. So I've gone through multiple periods in my
Yeah, it's mother effing. Hey, Gareth. Hey, wait, hold on. And let me see. Thank you so much, Gareth. And let me see what he said. There's a message attached, and the cash register goes cha-ching. There you go. Awesome. Thank you. Seriously.
Yes!
Thank you, Gareth.
Oh,
Thank you, buddy.
yeah. Can you
Thank you so
feel
much, man.
that, buddy? Huh? I have exorcised the demons.
Yeah, thank you. Seriously, Lenina, Blue, Gareth, thank you guys very much. Yeah, thank you. Particularly coming from you guys. Seriously, thank you.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? I have exorcised the demons.
All right. So it's funny because I think I'm done writing
You
these
get to
kinds.
drink from the fire hose!
I think I'm done with writing these kinds of songs. I don't know though. I don't know. I think the last one I wrote, right on, Fideas. Awesome, man. The one I can't tell because So Long and Thanks for All the Fish is a song in the same vein. I've got Music Makes Me Want to Die. I've got So Over It. I've got So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. I've got scores and scores of songs, and on the new record there's a couple of them. So I don't know. But so the thing is it so? But this was at a point in time. This was written. This was written right when I came back from LA. Hey, Lit50, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you very much, man. I came back from the Bay Area where I was working a day job. It was 2009. I decided because I wanted to marry my girlfriend, and she thought I could not bring enough money in making music. And I was like, well, making money's easy, and let me show you how. It's easy to make money. Let me show you. And so I made a lot of money that year, and I was miserable, and we broke up, and I moved back down to LA, and I started making music again. But not making music over that year. I only wrote 9 songs that year, which is the worst output by half an order of magnitude. You know, so I didn't know. So I didn't know. Like I got back to LA and I didn't know if I could write any music. I didn't know if I could write songs. I didn't know what I was going to write about. So I just started writing. I didn't know if they were going to be good. I hadn't written a good song in a full year. The only song that survived from that songwriting period was So You've Ruined Your Life. Or not So You've Ruined Your Life, See the Blood Flow. Hey, Targa Raid, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you very much. So basically, I just, and Doty Vision, thank you very much. And hey man, and unfortunately I can't because I'm doing the storyteller thing. There's a whole normally I do take requests and I just play them. And I've got a little request thing. You can just throw it up on the bot and it plays a list. But I can't do that now because I'm doing the storytelling thing. But come Monday, you've got 4 days where you can request all you want. You know. So the thing is, I didn't know if I didn't know. I knew I was going back. I was going back to LA, and I knew I was just going to write music. I was going to write so much music that was coming up my ears, you know. And I think I ended up writing about 75 songs, 80 songs, somewhere right around there, of which about 60 were good. But the thing is, so my life was kind of also falling apart though. The thing is that I didn't have the band. I was trying to put the band back together, and that was, and so I was getting because the band had sort of disbanded, and so the thing is, so I started so the opening lyrics are pretty straightforward. I've been feeling low again, so worn and sick of everything, sick tired of all the struggling. I'm over it. There is nothing I can do. I've tried it all the time or two. There's so much that I have abused and over. So the thing is, all right. So that little couplet right there is actually twofold because. And I still feel this way. I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know what the fuck to do. I've toured. I've played so many fucking live shows in front of huge audiences, in front of small audiences all across the country. I've just worked and worked and worked and worked and worked, and nothing works. I don't know. I don't know what to do. And so there's nothing I can do. I've tried it all before. And then the thing is, and then there's also that I flip that idea on its ear. And it's also that there's so much I've abused. So I've tried everything, and I've also tried all the panaceas. I've tried all of the solutions for that depression and that frustration from beating your head against the wall over and over and over again. So the thing is, and it's funny because that's actually a reference to, because when I moved to downtown LA, I was walking distance from where I used to score drugs. And so I got back I was living in downtown LA, and I'm walking distance from where I used to score drugs. So I went, I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm going to go try and see if I can still score drugs, And I did. And there were easy drugs. And,
kills bugs dead.
But when I tried them, and when I got back into using drugs for a little brief period in time, I was like, this is right. I've already been here, and I've already been down this miserable, terrible, crazy road. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going to do it. So no, they're both auto hosting Paper Cat. But Boxhead and Justin, thank you very much. So the thing is like, there's a little hidden truth. There's a little hidden truth into that. So there's nothing I can do. I've tried it all the time or two. There's so much that I have abused. I'm over it. And so the thing is, and I'm saying at that point in time, I'm over the working, I'm over the struggling, I'm over the frustration, but I'm also over the drugs. I'm also over the trying to drown my woes in booze. Like I'm just there's so I'm over it. I'm over it. It's a long way to the bottom, and I still have so much further to fall. It's a long way to the bottom. Sugar, honey, will you wait as I plummet past you all? I have learned to love the fall. So the thing is, so obviously I'm saying that like that I know that my career, I know that what I'm doing musically, I know that my whole life, the thing that I've committed myself to for the past X number, like that point in time it was 15 or 16 years. That I knew it was heading one direction. Because it's funny because Twitch is really helped transform it. Like things are moving the other direction now. But from 2007 till about 2014, 2015, all I was either treading water or my musical career was just diminishing. And so I was. Hey, thank you so much, Memphis Ginger. Thank you for the follow. That's awesome. That's very kind of you. And I'm glad you're digging the show. This is a very different show than I do for the rest of the week. But I dig this. I think that a lot of the folks in the audience do dig it as well. But so I was. So what I'm saying, so that chorus is I'm saying it's a long way to the bottom. I know that I'm disappearing into obscurity, and I'm gonna fight it every step of the way. But the other thing was I just came from breaking up with Sarah, her chief objection to us getting married and us building a life together was that I couldn't provide a future, that I couldn't necessarily buy a house, I couldn't buy health care, health insurance, Like the thing is just like I was a totally risky gamble, and so the second part of that chorus, so it's a long way to the bottom, and I still have so much further to fall. It's a long way to the bottom. Sugar, honey, will you wait as I plummet past you all? Learn to love the fall. So what I'm saying is that like, look, I don't need you to join me on the ride. I don't need you to stick around. I don't need you to do anything. Just can you acknowledge as I'm hurtling by you, can you just at least acknowledge that my existence, And that was like, so, and obviously that's a little bit, kind of woe is me. But the thing is that, but that was definitely for me kind of like my kind of like, all right, well, fuck it. If you can't do anything, can you just at least, like that was like, so it was just a little like screw dig. It was a little dig at not just Sarah, but like anybody, all the girls that were like, you're a musician though, and I'm like, fuck, And it's funny because the thing is like I've probably made more money as a musician than 99% of the musicians I know. But even so, like that's telling. That's fucking telling, So anyway, so then the next verse goes I'm so tired of getting up to find that things just I'm so tired of getting up to find that things just get me down, that only hope sticks around. I'm over it. So and the thing is that like that line is literally the very first time that I began to realize that maybe hope, might be the end. Might be. Oh, there's. All right. Well, so now we got all the Night Attack folks. Hey, Night Attack. Hey, Diamond Club. Good to see you guys. I'm doing a storytelling thing right now. So somebody requested the song "So Over It," and so I played the song, and I'm playing bits and pieces of it as we go, and I'm talking about what went into the writing of it. And so yeah. So the thing is like, so that was when that verse was when I realized that like hope was the enemy,
Sounds like it's gonna rain.
Hey, Slider, good to see you, man. How you doing, brother?
Bugs dead.
And that's and the thing is like or not the enemy, but that hope, like hope did like if I could find a way to walk away from it and instead just work and build and set not expectations, but set little work goals. All right, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna achieve this. That way I could still feel like that I was achieving something without freaking out. So the thing is that like so the thing is like so it was like I'm so tired of getting up to find that things just get me down, that only hope sticks around. I'm over it. So farewell to all the things I hoped and wished to come to me. I've been working towards my defeat. And so just that idea was I realized I'm like yeah, man, like I'm probably my career is probably on its way to Nowheresville, and that's and the thing is I see that, I acknowledge it, but it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna press on. I'm gonna leave a trail of albums and EPs and songs. When I disappear into obscurity, if anybody wants to pick up the trail, there'll definitely be a trail. And then the only other thing. So we'll get going to the next song in just a second. The only other thing that I think is kind of cool about that song is that that the bridge section. La 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 la. La 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 That's a parabolic, it's like me falling to my doom with Laz singing all the way down to my doom, which was like a very intentional. I'm like, this is me. See, I'm plummeting right past you. It's a long way to the bottom, and I still have so much further to fall. It's a long way to the bottom, sugar, honey, will you wait as I plummet past you all? I have learned to love the fall. So learning to love the fall, so that line is actually a reference to an Arlo song, a buddy of mine, on an unreleased Arlo record. So a buddy of mine, Sean Spillane, the guy I was talking about in the previous song when I was talking about that. So Sean was one of the original members of Otto, and Sean and Nate from Otto teamed up with Schmed and Soup from the Holliston Stops, and they formed a super group called Arlo, and they signed a Sub Pop, and they did a bunch of. I mean that's not exactly how it worked out exactly, but that's effectively what happened. So at least amongst our scene, it was a super group, and they're fucking all of them amazing songwriters and all of them amazing musicians. It really was. It was like literally our own version of the Beatles. Like all of them are amazing, and they're in their own band. That's ridiculous. And so anyway, yeah. I learned to love the fall. So Sean has a song called "Love the Fall," and it's about that idea that like, yeah, I might be sliding into chaos, but I'm teaching myself to like enjoy the ride, you know. And so that was basically my little tip of the hat to him, because I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna give up making music. I'm gonna keep doing it. I see that it's not getting me. It's not even incrementally getting me what I need to achieve. In fact, it's either treading water or diminishing. But it's still what I'm on the earth to do, you know. So anyway, so let's why don't we get some rolls in. So if the new people want to join in, you totally can. The thing is, you have to know the song that you want me to talk about, and then what you do is you type in !roll, and then whoever gets the highest roll gives me the song, and then I play it, and then I talk about what went into the writing of it. So there we go. So we got Lenina at a 75. We've got Thanos at a 70. Wow, Daniel Marks at a 76. Paper Cat at a 33. Jamie at a 36. So right now it's the 76. Daniel is in our lead. Max, dude, fucking awesome, man. Max, dude, you are fucking the king of generosity, dude. Thank you so much, amigo. Thank you, man.
Yes!
Thank you,
Yes!
wow, dude.
Oh, yeah!
Thank you, brother.
Feel that,
Seriously,
buddy?
thank you, man.
Huh?
Can you guys keep an eye? I'm talking to Max.
the demon.
Can you guys keep an eye on the thing and let me know? Let me know who got the high roll. But yeah, Max. Seriously, man. Thank you so much, amigo. Like I can't even tell you. That's fucking awesome, dude. So yeah, that's well, yeah. So if you're sticking around for a bit, I'll play a tune for you, man. If you'd like. Why don't we? So are we done with the rolling? Max, can I play a song for you just as thanks? And then we'll get back to the storytelling. And we might have to cut the storytelling a little bit short, because I know Night Attack will be going live in just a second. And yeah, well, yeah, no, but you can either both of those you can ask about. In fact, it would be funny if somebody asked about one of the chat songs, because then we could all talk about what went into the writing of it. But all right, Max. All right, right on. Thank you, man. So who was the one who got the there was a high one. It was 76. Daniel Marks at 76. So hey, Boxhead, how you doing, amigo? Rigged. Do you want to, do you want to, so I think Daniel got it. So Daniel, do you want to, hey, Bad Weave, good to see you, amigo, right on. Oh, yeah, oh, hey, wow, look at that. He rolled a 99, wow. Daniel, do you want to throw out a song, man? Yeah, that is fake news. Daniel, I think you're the winner, dude. I don't have a song. I do have a song called "It's All Right." Oh, we used to be friends. Okay. All right. So all right. So I'll play this one. And then I'll talk about it. So this is the opening track on my newest. This is the opening track on my newest record. I'll try to, because I have talked about this one before. I'll try to for those of you that were at that last one, I'll try to add some more thoughts on it. Thank you, Bad Weave, dude. Thank you, man. Oh, you've been oh so very cold. I don't know why you've been so damn cold. I wanna talk to you, but you won't talk to me. I wonder, should I leave? Things have changed, haven't they, my friend? Nothing stays the same, it all changes in the end. But can we just pretend? Let us just pretend that you still love me. Oh,
love me? Oh, America, do you still love me? Oh, we used to be the very best of friends. Our futures were so bright way back then. We could do most anything, anything at all. Where did we go wrong? Oh, America, do you still love me? Oh, America, do you still love me? We're not as young as we used to be, and the things that we learned, we didn't learn for free. It all came at a cost, such a heavy cost. But do you still love me? Oh, America, do you still love me? Oh, America, do you still love me? Oh, America, did you ever love me?
So yeah, so that song was written for my newest record, the one that came out about a year ago, right? So the whole album was written during the 2016. Hey, thank you, Dana. Right on, man. Gargle fart. So in 2016, obviously there was the whole election thing was happening, right? And so there was like this. It's so crazy how divisive, because for me, and again, like obviously I only have this perspective here in my mid 40s. Did I kind of get to this point? So the thing is, like, so during my 30s and most definitely during my 20s and before, anybody that didn't think like me, I you were an anathema, but hey, thank you so much, Thanos. Right on, man. Thank you very much, dude. And so, but the thing is like, so that, like, so, but the thing is like, so that one, wait, hold on, wait, don't have money to actually buy bits due to, I can't see it. Shoot, hold on, wait, oh crap. Could you, oh wait, no, don't have money. Oh, I see right here. Don't have money to actually buy bits due to the con this weekend. So I rolled the free bits, died twice, and this is what I got. Hey, thank you so much. Awesome, thank you, Slatter. And don't even sweat it, man. Yeah, the thing is like, yeah, dude, I definitely, I definitely understand money problems, so don't even sweat it. Or not money problems, but like, being on a budget,
Yes!
rather.
Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? I have exorcised the demons.
So the thing is, so that song, so obviously during 2016, like for me, like my Facebook was going fucking ape shit, and I've got conservative family members and conservative friends, and I have very liberal family members and very liberal friends, and occasionally they would clash, and it was just, and everybody was just kind of going nuts, and it was, and there was lots of divisive rhetoric, and there was lots of people saying like, and the thing is, and I realized that like from my perspective now is like if you regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum or life spectrum, or like how, like as long as you're willing to acknowledge that people, all human beings have a right to exist, have a right to like to pursue whatever they like, pursue their personal freedoms, which is, that's if you're an American, I think a lot of this stuff is codified, but there's still then we're not gonna have a problem. Like, and if you and anything that you feel or you believe or you think regarding the way the world should work, if it's even contrapuntal to me, it's fucking awesome because it's great. Like, it's important we have different perspectives, and I definitely like getting into like even heated exchanges as long as they're respectful. Like, so the thing is, like, but that was not happening during the 2016 thing, and one of the things I was realizing was for me it's so strange to think that there's these people like when you're a kid and you're born in the United States, you're growing up thinking that this is my country, right? Yeah, this is my country and this is where I belong, and this is my town and this is my street, and there's a sense of ownership and the sense of belonging and the sense of is like sort of familial connection to everything, I'm a New Yorker, I'm a Angelino, wherever you claim, like that's it's kind of built into you. But then when you as you get older, you start realizing that for whatever reason, and this works for everybody, right? This works for if you're African American, if you're gay, if you're Latino, if you're a racist, even if you are even if you're a serial killer, the thing is that everybody at some point in time realizes that there's aspects of them that other people in their world and universe don't agree with, right? And if you find yourself in a place where there's a preponderance of those people, if you find yourself surrounded by people that hate you, that actively hate you, not for what you think or not for what you do, but just for who you are, like that must be a fucking crazy thing, And so the thing is that like, so if you're a German, that's exactly that's it. No, but the thing is like so Bad Weave. Oh wait, hold on, let me thank Bad Weave, dude. Hold on, wait, let me see if I can get this on. On behalf of Slider and Dragon Con, wait, hold on. All right, here, let me hold on. Let me resize that and let me read this again real quick. Hold on, real quick. Sorry. Bad Weave, thank you very much, man. Thank you. Yeah, all you guys. I mean, really. So on behalf of Slider and his Dragon Con efforts,
Yes. Oh yeah. Can you feel that, buddy?
Thank you, Elix.
I have
Exorcise the demons. And on behalf of the best of America, love you, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, thank you. I don't know any other way to say that. And I've said in prior shows, this has been a particularly really rough month for me. So thank you. It's awesome. So the thing is, I was just thinking about that, like thinking of how strange that is to grow up in a place and be like, yeah, this is my home, and then to find yourself realize that you're not that it's not, like that's such a strange thing. And it's really funny. It's really funny because I swear to God, if someone were to attack the United States, I'm fairly certain that pretty much 95% of all Americans would be like, fuck, we're Americans, The thing is, which is such a sad thing, right? It's like, but and maybe not. But I kind of suspect, I mean, that's the whole Ozymandias and Watchmen idea, right? Like you created an alien invasion and suddenly all humans are like, we're human beings, By the way, if you're world tour, you should come to Germany. We'll get you a show and a place to sleep. I know I said it before, but I was sure. No, yeah, and absolutely, Padeus. My plan, I do plan to get to Europe in 2018. I'm already kind of scheduling a tour to the East Coast, a tour to the West Coast, and then obviously tours to Europe and Australia as well. So that all of that is kind of in the works. My hope is if I can just get ahead of the if I get far enough in advance, I can get pretty cheap tickets, flight, and then I'll just be traveling with my guitar in a bag, and it should be pretty easy. But so yeah, so the thing is like so and then each of the lyrics kind of digs into that idea, like so just the idea that so those opening lyrics are really about that idea that like for me was kind of what was exemplified in like on Facebook where people weren't even willing to hear each other out. I mean, the thing is like, and I get that like you might find somebody's perspective to be like an anathema to you, like to be completely, antithetical to everything that you believe. But the thing is that like, but that's a human being with a supercomputer on the tops of their necks. Like, dialogue it out, talk about it, and be respectful. Like assume that they put as much thought into it as you have, and then you can, you might be able to find some sense of like, this is where we can meet and this is where we can bridge, and that was not happening. So it was like that. Oh, you've been so very cold. Oh, I don't know why you've been so damn cold. I wanna talk to you, but you won't talk to me. I wonder should I leave? So the thing is that the last part of that was not specifically about the divisiveness. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. The what do you call it? The last part of that was specifically geared towards like the people that were from my perspective were feeling like they were getting that there was a threat of like that they as a person was under siege. So it was like illegal immigrants, it was like homosexuals, it was African Americans in certain neighborhoods. It was those people that felt beleaguered and besieged. It was that like that idea that like. That because I swear to God, if you grew up gay as a young kid, if you grew up African American as a young kid, you probably didn't. And again, I did not. I cannot speak 100% about this because I didn't do it. I was Mexican American, but I grew up in an entirely white neighborhood with white. Like I'm the whitest Mexican guy you'll ever encounter in your life, which is terrible, which is sad because at my grandmother's funeral. A guy walked up to me. He's like, "Are you a primo?" And I'm like, "No, man, I'm a Torres." And he starts laughing. He's like, "Yeah, primo means cousin, dude." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, thank you, so awesome, great." So the thing is like, so I definitely but the thing is like, but I kind of suspect that like if you like as a little kid, you don't really like you don't necessarily feel like that you don't belong, like that this is not your place. It's your house. It's your home. It's your country. It's So it really was that idea of like, like somewhere there's people like there's that as you get older, you're starting to realize, fuck, do I belong here? Should I be here? Say thank you guys, really truthfully. ICU, thank you, man. Thank you so much, brother. And King Donald Trump, thank you so much, man. So that's the first verse. And then of course there's and then the next verse is things have changed, haven't they, my friend? Nothing stays the same, it all changes in the end. But can't we just pretend? Oh, let us just pretend that you still love me. And that is obviously, that's kind of harkening back to Kiss Me Like You Love Me and other stuff that I've written where sometimes just like, fuck, can't we just for right now, can't we just put the craziness aside and just be okay with each, and so the thing is like that's, and then it goes straight into the chorus. America, do you still love me? Oh, America, do you still love me? And then it goes, oh, we used to be the very best of friends. And what I mean by that is like, because I remember as a kid, like giving the Pledge of Allegiance, and as a little kid, like as a kindergartner, and like I remember like taking it pretty seriously. I'm like, I pledge allegiance to the flag, and like there was this time where I was like, I'm an American, man, and I remember I was saying this a little bit earlier, King Donald Trump, but I remember talking about this a previous show earlier this week. Where I remember when I was maybe 10, maybe I was 8 or 9, I was talking to my uncle and we were talking about Russians, and this is like in the 80s, so it was definitely in the 80s, so I must have been like 9 or 10, and And we were talking about Russians. I'm like I want to kill all the Russians. And my uncle, who's like my uncle's like the most macho like bro man. Like let's go hunting, and like he's the guy I wrote in the song "Flee the Sickness" where everybody turns their 40 million guns and like you better run. We're gonna count to 10. 1, 10. That's entirely based on him. You know, like that was his whole thing, and. Yeah, I was alive in the 70s, man. I'm 44 years old, so I've got there's been a lot of water under this bridge. So that idea of like oh wait, I totally lost my train of thought as I got there. You've been us. Oh yeah, my uncle was so I was saying like I want to kill Russians, like just because it was palpable at that day and age that we were Americans and they were the Russians and they're the like these are the kind of things that no one told me that. It was just or maybe we discussed it as kids, but the thing is that but it was just something that we all of us knew, and that's what like that's so to go from that where and I've had conversations with my friends that to go from that to where all of a sudden now they're like that this country is actively trying to destroy me, not destroy my life or not trying to like box me, but is trying to actively they don't want me in this country, and I've had that conversation with gay friends of mine, and that were lamenting that and I'm like that's fucking awful, right? Like that's fucking terrible to grow up as a little kid and be like, yeah, this is America, I'm an American, and then somewhere along that line for that to suddenly change and to feel like, oh yeah, there's so this song was like really trying to capture that. So it was like, so you've been so very cool. We used to be the very best of friends. We used to be our futures were so bright way back then. We could do most anything at all. Where did we go wrong? Okay, anyways, all right, so pre-show, so we're gonna go raid Night Attack, everybody. But this was awesome. So I will, if you guys, there's not. Okay, so yeah, well let's hang out. We'll hang out until Bryce is on the screen, and then the moment Bryce is here, we'll just jet over and raid the poop out of him. So what I'll do is I'll try to accelerate through to the end of the song. So the thing is like so that for me was kind of all about the idea because when you're a little kid, they're like you could be president of the United States. Like the thing is I know that there were I could tell there was never a point in time where I could have been president of the United States. The thing is like the way I lived, the way I was raised, what I went through in my life. Like the thing is it literally pointed me it directly sent me in a direction where there was no way I was ever going to be president of the United States. So the thing is like, and so it's kind of coming to those realizations, like I was never going to be an astronaut. I want to be an astronaut. I didn't have the math skills to be an astronaut, and so, yeah, white font. Sorry about that. So the thing is like, and then obviously in the very last verse is we're not as young as we used to be, and the things that we learned we didn't learn for free. It all came out. Yeah. So is Bryce on right now? Is Bryce on right now? Bad Weave? Because if he is, we'll hop over. But anyway, and that one is definitely just a pretty straightforward. It's like and here we are. Now we find ourselves older. Now we find ourselves adults, and we now have a much different perspective on the world, and we now doubt whether this is the America that wants us here, and so yeah, and it basically cost us in the learning that, and the things that we've learned have taken their toll, okay, all right, okay. So all right, so why don't we do this then? So what do we do? So what do we So because I don't want to take another song and kind of get into it while they're while. So why don't we just do why don't I just do some tunes? Why don't I do a tune or two, and then as soon as he pops on, then I'll hop over and we'll rock and roll. So do you guys want to throw out? Do you guys have some requests? Wife bot. I always raid Night Attack when Night Attack goes on. So I'm like, it's just something. They've been really good to me over the years, and so I always raid them. Yeah, I can do So Long, Thanks for All the Fish. Although it's funny, I feel a little bit weird about this because it's a little bit. In fact, I'll do So Long, Thanks for All the Fish, and if I have time, I'll do Some Days, and that'll be. I think that should be time. So I feel a little bit disingenuous because when I wrote this song last year, literally at a point in time when I thought I didn't know what the fuck to do with my career, And now because of Twitch and because of all the stuff I've been doing on top of Twitch and like the music, my things are moving in the other direction. I'm no longer treading water. They're actually building, which is awesome. So this one goes. So I wrote this song at a point when I didn't know that, when there was no building. It was just falling apart. I literally felt like this was going to be the end of my career, again, which I, like, and so it goes like, la 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 I'm ending much sooner than I thought. Cause so few are spending any money on my songs. Oh, I don't have time for business cause I'm busy writing tunes. Oh, I hope another song will see me through. Yeah, since that's over, oh, much sooner than we guessed. But every minute I did it, well, those minutes were the best. Oh, I don't have time for money, cause I'm busy writing tunes. I hope another song will see me through. I spend most of my days writing songs. I don't know where all the money's gone, and I realize there's nothing I can do. Cause I just ain't a businessman. I just write songs as best I can. And if I die before I wake, I pray. I wrote a song today, la 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 la. New song today, la 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 la. Oh, I pray, la 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 la. Wrote a song today, la 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 la. I'm just one disaster from throwing in the towel. But there's nothing I'm after, I wouldn't get it anyhow. The only thing in life that I ever want for me is time enough to write a melody. And so I thank you, all of you who are still here, for paying attention all throughout these many years. Sure, times are tough, they're always hard. I finally know that's true, but I wouldn't trade a minute with you. I spend most of my days writing songs. I don't know where all the money's gone, and I realize there's nothing I can do. Cause I just ain't a businessman. I just write songs as best I can. And if I die before I wake, I pray. I wrote a song today, la 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 la. New song today, la 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 la. Oh, I pray, la 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 la. Wrote a song today, la 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 la. Here we go. I spend most of my days writing songs. I don't know where all the money's gone. And I realize there's nothing I can do. 'Cause I just ain't a businessman. I just write songs as best I can. And if I die before I wake, I pray I wrote a song today. Yeah, hey, thank you, Wifebot. Yeah, that's. I mean, it definitely is a fun one. I feel a little bit disingenuous because the thing is like, because you guys have been so generous. I feel like it's sort of a slap in the face, like you know. But the thing is, it is capturing a point in time, you know. So long and thanks for all the fish is basically what the dolphins say when they leave the earth, right? So in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. The third book is called So Long.
Maybe you get in the face of my ass by biting it.
The third book is called So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, and and basically when the dolphins leave the earth, the message they leave is So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. Okay, so all right, so let's go. We're gonna go. I know. I totally forgot. Wifebot. I forgot to actually get the show up and running. So all right, so let's go raid Night Attack. So I fucking love you guys. I really do. Max Trollbot and Badweave and was it you, Sebanisu? Gareth and Lenina and Bluefront and Olin. Thank you. Thank you guys. It's awesome. I love you guys. I will see you in Night Attack and we'll fucking crack jokes and be awesome. So yeah. Yeah, thank you. That was a ton of fun. Okay, yeah, that's right. So thank you so much, man. All right, I love you all, and yeah, so I'm gonna host Night Attack right now. I'll see you all in there, hopefully. And if I don't, then you guys, then I'll see you soon. Boxhead, good to see you, brother. King Donald Trump, you stay Trumpy, and all right, I'll catch you all later. See you, Daniel Marks, and see you, Wifebot. All right, thank you so much, Elix. To all my mods, Elix and Bobcat and Justin and Lenina, thank you guys so much for being the awesome mods that you are. All right, I'll see you all there. Love you all.